know if you're trying to reach out, and like if you either got, regular mode or dark mode on, some names are very hard to read. If you go to the gear and you click on readable names, it'll mitigate names like Chromite. I can never read Chromite's name because he uses black.
You are on the air. Just a second.
Hi.
Hey. Okay. That's interesting, though.
Thanks for the warning.
Yep. Okay, I think I should be live on all of the places. Okay, I am live on Facebook. I am live and echoing on YouTube.
I see you on Twitch.
And now I'm muted on Twitch. Hey, buddy. Hello and welcome to this very casual Court of the Rings here on Twitch.tv/LotraStream. Hello, YouTube.com/LordofTheRings/live. And Facebook.com/Lotro. I am Lord of the Rings Community Manager Cordovan, and I'm here today working from home, got a long road trip ahead of me later this afternoon, so we are at home, and as you can see, I've got my son with me, and so bear with me. I'm just actually going to get his remote control truck going, because, gotta get that working.
You are buffering like crazy, Jerry.
Am I?
You are indeed.
Okay, well, it's probably because I'm trying to do all 3 social networks. I'm going to have to kill a couple of them. Sorry, Facebookians. I must say goodbye. Catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/LotraStream. Alright. Okay, and if I'm still buffering, then I'm going to have to cut YouTube as well, but we'll see. Is that right? That doesn't seem right.
It seems that helps.
Okay, that's good. Okay, there we go. So anyway, in just a couple minutes here, I'm going to be doing a little bit of gameplay work. I'll talk to you a little bit about our upcoming patch on Monday. Yeah, give this a shot. Let me know if this works.
See, it's not working. See that blinking? It's not working.
Turn on the remote control.
It's the remote control's on.
Alright, we'll give it here then. Sorry, folks. Commitments. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I think the battery's dead on this thing.
I was gonna play with this.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright. Sorry, I have to get back to work here, bud. Alright, so, hello, and welcome to Court of the Rings. It's taken me a while to get to this point here today. What can I say? Hope everyone's having a good time. Hope you are going to be enjoying the weekend. We do have, our treasure hunters... Is that what's going on this weekend? What did I actually...
Buried treasure.
Buried treasure event, right? Through the weekend here. And if you caught a look at our release notes for a update 22.4.1 patch that got announced today, that'll be live on Monday. We have downtime theoretically 8 a.m. to noon. I'm going to say there's a pretty good chance we'll be up before then. But 8 a.m. to noon is kind of what we are giving ourselves time to do. You will see that we have got a new event that's going to be coming. It is called Vacation in Frostbluff. A new quest has arrived in Frostbluff called Stolen Sweets. This is something that Dr. Octothorpe and crew put together pretty quickly to kind of have a fun summer and winter and summer event called Stolen Sweets. You can visit snowy locations throughout Middle-earth to recover stolen treats for the poor children of Winterhome, and earn the rewards of a white Yule rabbit in the title, Bringer of Sweets. Just a second here. Alright, let's see. The new quest can be completed once during the run of the Vacation on Frostbluff event, so, you know, similar to other things like that. It does not require visiting regions above level 50. Additionally, the other activities of the Yuletide Festival are available. It'll begin at 10 a.m. Eastern on July 31st. It runs through August 7th, being shut off 3 a.m. Eastern on August 8th. So basically the idea is you'll go to an NPC that's located right where you steed into Frostbluff, and he'll send you around to some of the wintry places. You'll make a run of it and do some things and get a title and a white Yule Rabbit pet. So hopefully you will enjoy that. We also are working on a chat server issue that has particularly affected Arkenstone. We're putting in the kind of Metadeed Steed resolution thing that we had talked about earlier, where basically if you've completed or will be completing in the future the Armies of Isengard Metadeed, you'll be getting a second steed called the Steed of the White Wizard's Tower. This steed features an Isengard banner and new colors for the comparison. It's similar to the Steed of Shifting Hues, but not. It looks quite a bit different. It has an Isengard banner, new colors, and is awesome, and is exclusive to that Metadeed. In a headpiece shimmer, characters who previously completed the Metadeed just get it in their pending loot when you first log in. You can, in the future, complete the Metadeed to get 2 steeds, the Steed of many colors, and now this White Wizard's Tower. And then for the folks who are getting the Steed of Shifting Hues in the lockbox, that is going to be the same color, have new iconography to remove, say, the Isengard kind of iconography on that. And that's the only real change that folks are going to have there. We had to kind of work out how we were going to deal with it, and that's ultimately what we came down to. That might be the best way to do it. Okay, the other big thing that I want to get the word out about is festivity tokens are going to have a cap of 40 in the barter wallet. If you already have 40 or more tokens, you will need to spend tokens before you can gain more. Festivity tokens are now named correctly if you have more than one. They can be found in the festival wallet category. Now, the reason we're doing this is we want to add more stuff, particularly to the Thorang's Vault token reward list in the future. And we can't very easily do that if it's going to just, people are just going to stock up and never have to run the thing again. So that's why we're doing this cap now. Now, we know that there are a few people who have more than 40, but not very many. Literally, it's in the couple of dozen range of characters who have that cap. So if that applies to you, however, you know, kind of do what it says to do in the release notes. Okay. We've also added some more diacritics and a few other minor bug fixes. All that noise in the background is my son watching YouTube. Let me ask him to turn it down a little bit more. Alright. So there we are. Not keen on the caps. I don't want to buy stuff if I shouldn't be... What? If I don't want to buy stuff, I shouldn't be made to. Well, then you... Right. I mean, sure. But then you really don't need to have that many tokens either, right? Because you can currently buy every single thing from that token vendor for less than the cap. So, all this really does is prevent preemptive hoarding in an attempt to never have to run the thing again, which means that we can't really make new items for the thing in the future. Because the whole point of making the items is to get people to run the event. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little late. I actually lost my Twitch chat here. I had to hit refresh on the page. Did you see any comments that were worthy of commenting, Druid's Fire?
There is a request from James A. Any possibility of making the treasure cache steeds from the Buried Treasure event bind to acquire or bind to account? Because, for example, some people are getting steeds they already have and they can't do anything with the token.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty reasonable request. I mean, yeah, that sounds reasonable. I don't know why it is the way it is. I'd have to go back to the team and ask, but see why not. That said, we haven't touched the buried treasure event in quite some time, so that's probably why it is the way it is. But
Yep.
yep.
Did you see the question from Crazy Pants of Landerval about asking the change to the Isengard steeds? Will the new War Steed cosmetics be changed too?
Sorry, repeat that question again.
The changes to the Isengard steeds. Will the new War Steed cosmetics be changed too? The ones that come from the loot box.
I don't believe so. Oh, actually, good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll let you follow up on that. It's not in the release notes. Yeah.
See, Crazy Pants is on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Alright, help me out here. I need to get a better Chatty. It's not, I don't have time to download Chatty, but what's the other one that people are using to get chat here?
I use Chatty.
Okay, well,
I use the standalone version of Chatty. So
yeah, but what's the other one? Twitch chat, soft chat, pause. There we go. Because my chat is not working. I'm not getting any chat in, so I need to get a Moobot? Is that what it is? Yeah, Moobot. Okay.
Yeah, you can read it directly from Moobot's webpage. Yeah.
Except that means I need to log out and log in on LotraStream. Sorry, folks, this is a really disorganized chat, but I'm not getting any chat, so I need to do something about LotraStream. Sorry, folks, this is a really
yeah, there does seem to be some confusion about the difference between festivity tokens from the Thrang instance and the summer, the Perfect Picnic, versus the regular summer festival tokens. The cap is on the festivity tokens, which are for the 2 minor instances, not the overall festival.
Yes, correct. And the reason for that was simply that it would be too impactful to... People have too many of those festival tokens to really start putting that in now, so... But while we could, we wanted to make sure we... Actually, it was supposed to be done to begin with, and then it just, you know, didn't get implemented right away. So we're adding it now before it actually starts impacting more than, you know, say literally a handful of people.
So to reiterate for chat, I'll take a moment and pretend to be you for just a second. So,
sorry, folks, I cannot see your chat, so I am currently working to get this solved. Yeah. Okay.
There is no cap on regular festival tokens, like the Yule Festival tokens that you use to barter with the Steeds in Frostbluff and stuff like that. The only one is on those 2 new specific instances. Now, there may be other instances that use festivity tokens, but they are not the same as regular festival tokens. Maybe we should call them something else. See if Kitty would like to howl his greetings to the chat, by the way.
Wait a second, is that actually... Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is a little weird. Okay. Alright. Sorry, I am actually have chat up now, and I should be ready to go. Why don't we actually tool around a little bit? I've got some mail. I got too many things. I appreciate
That's what you get for not
stop
doing
sending me things. I know. Well, listen, folks, I love the fact that you send me stuff in the mail, but please stop sending me stuff in the mail.
Don't look at me. I haven't sent you stuff recently.
I can't handle it all.
I only send you stuff when it's time to get you a new set of crafted items.
Yeah. Alright, where are we?
Which I'll need to level up before I can send you some more.
Yeah. Alright, we are currently doing Volume 1, Book 11, if I recall correctly.
Chapter 12.
Yep. Okay, repair many of the keys buried outside, and the time has come to uncover its secret. Alright, so we're going to the entrance to Delasad, or Delasad, or however you say it.
You did talk to Candleth? In chapter 12?
Okay, choose one.
I hate to say it, but I can still hear Jeffrey's videos in the background.
Yeah, I know. All right, bud. Let me pause a second and take care of this.
He will learn. But he's a good kid. He's actually a very entertaining streamer, too. You're muted, apparently. I can hear you, but they can't.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah.
Bell, muted count. Muted count.
Druid's Fire, you should make Court aware that the festivity token cap is too low due to the price of things that you barter for versus the vault tokens. Vault tokens 1 per item, festivity tokens 10 for 1 item, 20 for some others, and even higher for the steed. The cap is too low for that. Oh, that's not what Tiber was telling me. So you're saying, Kermite, that there are things that one individual object costs more than 40 tokens? Doesn't seem right. But I'll look into that. Thorolor, we want to work on the 64-bit client. We just have... There's other things that have to get done, so that's sort of what's been going on. Alright, so where are we headed here?
Rivendell.
Oh. Hey, I think I have been to visit Elrond before. It's true, Sam. As a matter of fact, Lizzie, my cat, my extremely large cat, is sitting at my feet here right now.
And that's what his cat looks like.
No, Gormiot, that work has nothing to do with them working on other festivals. It's, there are various people with various roles that do different things, and the people who create festival content are not the engineers who work on the 64-bit client.
It always amuses me to see, you know, to learn more about how games were made and how often there is a misunderstanding of division of labor and, you know, specific tasks.
Yeah, we tend to get that sometimes. So people are like, oh, it's 'cause you're working on festival stuff. You should get the 64-bit client out. Well, that has nothing to do with each other. You know? Yes, I understand you want the 64-bit client, though. But our engineers are pretty busy. So.
You don't want me coding anything. I was a liberal arts major. I would break the game so bad.
See, I'm an expert coder, but I just can't find the make it work button. if they would just show me where the make it work button is, then we'd be all set. But until I find that make it work button, I just have, you know, what can I do? I'm trapped. So.
Dark days are coming.
Your tale fills me with sorrow, Twinstrel. The fall of Narmaleth is a sad tale known by few and then only in part. Of her imprisonment by Laerden following the Battle of Fornost, I knew nothing. It grieves me that Laerden believed I would not suffer Narmaleth to live. The slaying of a captive is not the way of the Eldar, and she would have been safe at my house, though she remain Amarthiel. I believe we can guess at the sad fate of Sarah Oakhart, last in a long line of Narmaleth's keepers. I do not doubt she treated her daughter of Laerden kindly, but her payment was doom. And more than that, Amarthiel learned the dark arts from a cruel master, and it seems she took the visage of her jailer for her own, an unhappy fate. Angmar has not yet recovered Shoot, I just had that last time.
Narquil.
Yeah, Narquil. The ways of the enemy are the ways of deceit. Do not give in to despair. If Narquil had been found, Amarthiel would have recalled her minions, and she has not done so. Always be vigilant. Thanks for the beads all around.
Dark days are coming.
Killing Glad and Evendim. Seek Laerden.
I've got a guide for that.
Yeah, I figured you would. Is this his living room? It's part of my living room, yes. It's dirty, so just excuse me, whatever. Deal with it. I've been having a 6-year-old live. My son has been hanging with me for the last couple months. I have a philosophy that when all is said and done, in about 5 to 10 years, I'm going to remember the playtime and the mess rather than cleaning things up. So,
How can I be of service?
who cares,
What do you need?
right? But yes, if you want to take a sneak peek at some of my Atari stuff. Since you ignore my questions, I think most quite place is Osgiliath at early morning hours. I'm sorry, Geo495, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I heard the issue with the 64-bit client is updating the physics engine would radically alter the in-game physics due to the physics engine being third-party and not updating it when changes for the engine were released. But I forgot where I heard that, so it may not be correct. It's along the lines of correct. So the issue with implementing the 64-bit client, the thing that's taken a lot of the work, is that similar to most games, particularly large online games like Lotro, we use a lot of third-party plugins and things like, say, Havoc for physics, Speed Tree for creating lots of forest art quickly. I mean, it goes on and on and on, right? And while our core client is compatible with 64-bit, some of these particularly older third-party plugins and things that are used to build the game are not. And so the engineers are either having to do that work using, with the assistance of the company if they're still around, without the assistance of the company if they're not, finding a way to work around it, while also deal with licensing and all this other kind of thing. And that's where really this gets bogged down. But really the other big pieces are engineers have been busy doing some other things, like dealing with spammers, dealing with fraud, dealing with just a whole host of various things that have required their attention both in-game and out of game, because we also do have infrastructure that they have to work on as well. So it's not that we don't want to get it done, it's just that things have to be prioritized, and we couldn't let all that stuff drop while we worked on the 64-bit client. But it is still something we would like to do. Any plans to update the graphics on The Hobbit, like some other races? Yeah, that'll be happening. No ETA on it, but that is on our agenda. Search defeated Angmarum at Anuminous.
How can I be of service?
Go to menu rain.
Someone says, was my mocking imitation of your voice accurate? I wasn't intending to mock your voice, so I don't think I did that, did I?
You did not.
Okay.
They're projecting.
Yeah, okay. I apologize if you feel I did. I didn't intend to.
People are interested in knowing when update 23 is going to come out.
Later this summer is about the best I can tell you at this point. Sorry.
To quote the guest of the Hobbit Run tomorrow, soon.
Yeah, that's right. So tell me a little bit about that. You got a Hobbit Run going on tomorrow. Is that? I assume that'll be live streamed?
Yeah, I'll be streaming it on my personal channel. But we are taking the Hobbit to Isengard. The Department of Hobbit Security is living up to its name. We are going to take a level 10 Hobbit from the Prancing Pony in Bree down to Isengard, hopefully without getting him killed, thrown off a bridge, or otherwise eaten by trolls along the way. And the Hobbit, in this case, will be your predecessor ×2, Mr. Rick Heaton, Sapiens. And it'll start at, well, the band tied to the kin will be playing a concert at the Prancing Pony Rock at noon Eastern here on Landreval. And then the run will start at 1. Everybody's welcome to join us. You can join us as a high-level character to help clear the path, or you can join us as a 75 horse if you have horseplay enabled on your account. You can join us as a chicken, but I have no guarantee you won't get fried on the way. But anybody's welcome to hang out with us, and we'll have Rick in Discord. He will not be telling any secrets, as much as I will try to get him to tell something fun and entertaining, but it'll be a good time. It's our annual kin event because that's what the DHS got founded for.
Cool. Very cool. So Positively Evil asks, is this why we're finding updates to areas like Bree related to, say, the 64-bit client work? Not predominantly. The main reason we're doing that work was mentioned in a dev diary. We had one of our artists come back and had to relearn the tool set and decided to use, basically, get some of this kind of long-standing wish we could work done in a way that will actually allow us then to do it long term. So, but there may be some other stuff happening too that I can't really get into yet.
You only needed the one guy, apparently.
What?
We already got what we needed.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I shot the one guy and that got what we needed.
Nice.
So we're gonna be really lazy and just port right on back.
That sounds awesome. So it's, too nice a day to kill Angmarum. So, since SSG has a small staff, what about hiring outside work and freelancers? We do some of that. I think you'll find that highly skilled software engineers tend to be in pretty high demand. We do have quite a few of them working for us, and we do intend to get that work done.
What do you need?
So Zanel is our events leader for the Department of Hobbit Security. So, yeah. If you have any questions about the Hobbit Run, feel free to ask any of us.
All right, Roger. I'm going to think we will probably start hearing about Bull Roar for update 23 middle-ish of next month. I think it depends on how things go, of course, but that would be my rough guesstimate.
Let's enter barracks. It's the Tanadir Keep. I don't think this is where we need to be.
So if so Geofor, I understand you're frustrated. If asking an innocent question is stating you're gonna rank farm, okay? Hopefully you'll get banned for it. I'm sorry. If you feel like punishing yourself, I would encourage you not to. But it's up to you, I guess.
I'm trying to remember where this guy is. I've done this quest in like years. He's not up here. Alright, help me out, chat. I'm being useless. I forgot where my quest is.
I can just start searching around. Are we basically planning to do more seasonal instances for the next festivals? And will they have as nice loot as Thrang did? There's a chance on all of those things to be true. I think it's going to really kind of depend on, you know, how things go in the next, with the seasonal, or the Summer Festival and Summer Festival Encore. If people are liking it, if it's good for all of our various numbers and stuff, then yeah, I think we will see more of that kind of thing in the future. My general impression is that people enjoy them, so I'd say, and as you mentioned, the loot for that Thrang loot's pretty nice, so I'd say there's a fairly decent chance that we'll be doing more of this kind of thing in the future. Did we not go into the right place?
I thought we did. I mean, the quest ring pointed here.
There's really only 2 ways to go that I'm aware of, unless there's something underneath. No?
Indeed. Yeah, both doors are locked to us because we're past that portion of the quest.
Yeah. When in doubt, check the quest log.
I did.
We're supposed to be accompanying Forcon to Barid Tiron. Forcon could be found in Tinodir off the western shore of Lake Nuno and even.
Oh, he's outside. Aha.
CP of Landreval, I don't believe the Dwarf in the Barrel that you get for completing Rust and Rime is supposed to animate like the one on the stream. That was something that was just sort of done on the fly by one of the artists for a little bit of live stream fun. I'm not sure what the Dwarf in the Barrel item is supposed to do specifically.
Oh, he's over here in the camp by the minstrel trainer. And right past him.
AG Buster. That's my kind of assistance. I think the quest is in Middle Earth somewhere. Yes. I appreciate that answer. That's my kind of answer. Thrang and Picnic was really popular, no doubt. Yeah, it sure seemed to be. Yeah. And I think everyone had a pretty good time with it, too. And the one thing I liked about it, too, is we also had... you know, the Perfect Picnic could be a little bit of a challenge, but for the most part was more of a, you know, relatively lighthearted quest, whereas Thrang was a little bit more challenging. So I think we kind of found a nice balance there, which was pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I guess we're alright. Having a 6-man instance that wasn't broken was greatly appreciated. Well, that is awesome. We like it when things aren't broken. Let's use black name and black chat background. Okay, someone is accusing me of, quote, ignoring all Raiders' questions. I don't believe I've done that. I apologize if you feel I have. I cannot snap my fingers and make raids happen, though. As we
You can't? What?
As we've said, we do intend to have another raid later this year, so hopefully that'll give you something that you'll enjoy. We have to balance our mix of content that we release. You know, we want to do instance content, raiders, landscape, resource, you know, etc., etc. And
I think Dalibor wants you to raid.
Yeah,
We saw how well that went.
more. Oh, wants me to raid? Oh God, no. No, I will. Poorly. One of the things I'm actually hoping to do in the coming months is to crack down a bit on my Lotro playtime and level up a little bit. I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to completely counter the claims that I'm not a hardcore raider, because I'm not a hardcore raider. Right? That's just the way it is. But hopefully I can get up there and start playing some newer content in the relatively near future.
It's a ranger to show up late when you don't need them.
Tellurian is asking if it's intentional that chicken and horse session play characters are not allowed to use session play only world chat. That doesn't sound right to me. That seems like something we should allow. It's a bummer. Nice. We got no instances and no raids for 7 months. This has never happened before. I mean, let me think about that. The last raid we had was, you know, late last year. So I guess, you know, yeah, it's certainly been 7 months-ish. I recognize that. We did do instances, though, up to and including these new summer festival instances, which, you know, I understand you, particularly Dalibor, may not find acceptable in terms of what you want to run, but nonetheless they are instances.
Greetings.
But yeah, you know, if we can do a raid a year, that would be fantastic. And currently we're on track to be doing that, so.
Let's be polite in chat, guys and girls. You can disagree, but please do it respectfully.
So, Lexicon,
What do you need?
It has come up a couple of times about the idea of maybe I should just use an Aria the Valar and then just join everybody. But I think the reality is that were I to do that, I would be missing an awful lot of content, and I don't know that my skill set would really be there, because it would be not have had the practice to do this kind of thing before. So it's something I've considered, and I may end up just biting the bullet and doing that at some point. But at least for now, I'd like to continue on the trek that I am of actually going through the content and learning how to play to the best of my ability.
Geophor, I understand your passion for PvMP, but if you want to farm on Archer, I'm going to say as a player, if the game ever did that, I would stop playing, because that's not fun to a lot of the player base, and trying to force your playstyle on the rest of the player base is not very nice. Sorry to speak over you, Jerry.
Anyway, hopefully you'll enjoy this upcoming raid, and you know, we will be doing some instance work in update 23 as well, so hopefully that'll help address it. As far as the length of time it's been between, say, the last stuff that you liked in that content spectrum, and now, you know, sure, I recognize that it's been a while. We want to get update 23 out as quickly as we can as well. Yes, I mean we will be having instances after update 23. You know, kind of similar to what we did last year, where we're going to be rolling out the kind of 23 content in a couple of point updates, and we'll have a lot more info on that in the relatively near future. I'm missing one of my... Here we go, that's the one. Hold a second. Have I ever considered allowing a raider to sit in on your streams for some basic back and forth banter? Might be nice to change things up on occasion. Yeah, I actually would like to do... God, do I want to announce it? I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Gen Con. It's not actually vacation. It's a working vacation. So I don't want to cause things before I go. But let me say this though. I have been thinking a little bit about sort of the lack of me raiding and things like that in the live stream, and I'm hoping to, in the relatively near future, provide a solution to it. One of the things I really want to do is I need to figure out how to do some of the admin-y things that'll not impact the people who are raiding, and then actually join them as an admin, basically in camera mode, as it were, and raid with them. Not where my character is raiding, but where I am showing things off as a
Spectator.
camera and that spectator. And I think that that would be pretty cool. Not only could I provide a unique perspective for the raiding encounter, but it would give me an opportunity to do, as you say, which is like actually sit down with some of these raiders, and we could talk tactics, we can talk things like that. What I don't want it to be is basically a pitch session to solve all of the world's problems, if you know what I mean. You know, I have this one guy. I can only pass along feedback. So if it's basically a let's yell at Cordovan hour, then I don't want to do that. But I think we could find a way to make that enjoyable for everybody involved and really be able to show off some of that higher tier rating in Lotro, while also giving raiders even a unique perspective to the process by being able to see this content done in a unique way. No ETA. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this, but it's something that I've been thinking of quite a bit lately.
Definitely have a chat with Stina about it. I'm sure her team would be happy to have you run with them.
Yep.
And since she's European, her schedule works very well with your work hours.
Yeah,
Let's heal up, please.
I was thinking alike. You and I, we're thinking alike.
Surprising how that happens.
But there are other, let's say, people on the forums who would probably want me to, they want to, quote, show me how to raid and show me what it's like for a raider and all that sort of thing. And so I'd like to invite them along too, to not just be one particular group of people, but actually, you know, set up maybe a different group every time or something. I haven't really fully thought this through yet, so now's a great time to talk about it, but no, you know what I mean. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's something I've been thinking of quite a bit lately. And one of the other reasons I want to do it in spectator mode rather than just say Arya the Valar up and then suck for an hour, is that one of the things I'm looking to do for our social media, it has been pointed out that our social media, like Facebook, Twitter, that sort of thing, tends to be a lot of landscape shots, which is really cool, but we're missing a whole section of content, which is what does it look like when you're actually playing? What are some of the cool combat things, encounters that happen, things like that. And being able to sort of act as a camera person rather than having to sit behind the keyboard and that will give it dual purpose. Not only will we have fun content on Twitch, but then I'll also have some good stuff for social media.
Hi,
hey,
Jeffrey.
how's it going, everyone? Yep. So I too have Valar the character. You know, I was doing it while I was testing things out, frankly, for Mordor and everything, and that was my experience too. I was just like, oh, what am I doing now? Where do I go? Who is this? How do I what? So, that's kind of why for the live stream here, I'd prefer to actually just go regular.
We'll get you leveled up. You gotta get Winchell to Moria to his people.
Are there plans to reduce the LI grind? Not short term that I've heard of, but that's something we're always cognizant that some folks would like us to do. Sorry, was that bad? Yeah, we're kind of a little low on the snack front right now. We'll have to work on that here in a few minutes. Oh yeah, Jill5, as he said, if you, Valar, Toon, you are far from being, quote, raid ready. To imply anything else is optimistic thinking, particularly when we're talking about me. But let's be real here, yeah.
Yeah, even experienced players, you know, like me, if I Arya a character and I haven't played that class through the various levels, I have no idea what I'm doing, and it takes a while to get into the groove of learning the rotation and learning the gear, and then you have to talk to Chromite and, you know, get him all frustrated, and with that, getting Chromite upset's never a good thing. He'll tear out his hair trying to help me gear my character, I'm sure.
when is update 23? It'll be later this summer. We are currently heavy in active development of it as we speak, and we'll have more information as we get a little bit closer to the time frame for its release. So I don't have anything more exciting to tell you at the moment. Will update 23 be on Bull Roar? Yes, it will. We are currently planning at least 2 Bull Roar previews, and we'll see how it goes, of course. Similar to other things like that. But yeah, at least 2 Bull Roar previews. Swedish summers are very short. I like that, yeah. One of the GMs mentioned in World Chat the other day that our SSG vending machines need better snacks. Can I confirm? I actually don't hate our snack profile. I think we have adequate snacking facilities. A mix of chocolate with healthy stuff. We even have cupcakes.
Cupcakes?
Yeah.
Looks like we made a friend.
Yes. I could actually say one of the things that I've done the last 2 days is sit in, just to give you kind of a sense of where we are with Update 23. The last 2 days I've been sitting in the recording studio in the afternoons, listening in and helping with the voice recording. I don't do much helping, it's mostly just kind of running audio and providing a little bit of feedback and things like that. But we're active in recording the voice sessions for Update 23 right now.
Are you going to be in it?
No.
Gosh,
We
darn
hire
it.
professionals.
Oh, please. You were in radio. You could do it.
I would love to.
You've done voices for the other game.
It's true. Although that was, there were special circumstances every time.
I agree with Chromite. The voice actress for Alarith was amazing.
I don't know who that was. I'd have to see if we can figure it out. We had, it was a Scott McNeil and... Sorry. It was Gavin Hammond, Scott McNeil, and Richard Newman were the 3 voice actors that got recorded in recent days. A lot of dwarfy kind of voice work clearly in our Grey Mountains update.
You'd think you might be going to a dwarven homeland or something.
Yeah.
You don't have to attack everything.
It's all XP to me.
That is true.
Come here, bits of XP. I actually, so I can do some voice work, but I have never been great at sort of the dwarven accent. That kind of, it's not Scottish, but it's a little Scottish kind of thing that tends to be used for a lot of fantasy dwarves.
I wonder where that came from. That seems to be the rigueur for dwarves, that they have to be Scottish in some fashion, and I never understood why.
So typically we use union talent, SAG union talent for our voice work.
Well, you should.
And there are professional voice actors that, you know, we use, I don't know if I can name drop them, but there's basically studios out there that provide voice actors for video games. And so and they provide the facility too. So it'll be like, in Vancouver, there's a whole bunch of voice actors, let's say in Vancouver, and they'll go to the studio and do the recording, and then we'll be in over Skype and other higher quality facilities, you know, doing recording on our end, listening on Skype, recording in presumably some kind of Pro Tools or higher, things like that.
Shot him through
And so
a
a
wall.
lot of the voice talent we get is because we've worked with these studios for many years. How I got to do voice work for DDO, I got to be the dungeon master for one of the quests, and one of the sentient weapons. In Dungeons and Dragons, there are weapons with their own kind of sentience. So the quest happened actually because of the voice actor strike, if you remember that one. We had a kind of a standalone quest that was coming out in the December of that strike. And so we couldn't hire union talent because, you know, they were supporting their brethren. And we needed a dungeon master. So it just so worked out that they were like, you know, Jerry's always wanted to do it. Maybe we could do a decent job. And so I was able to get that done. And then for the sentient weapon, it was actually not meant to be released. It was used for internal playtesting because we were creating the tech to have swords that talk to you, weapons that talk to you, things like that. And so we needed to have sort of a scratch track as it were, to be able to test out things like frequency and loudness and just overall kind of look and feel of it. And so they had me record. I created actually myself one of the weapons and got to voice it and all that, but it was only meant for internal testing. And then someone on the marketing team who might have been known as Quartermaster U.
Oh, good old Jacob.
Yeah. Added up the number of sentient weapons that would be coming in our big expansion, included the one that had been done on the scratch track, and put in bold letters, buy this and get X number of sentient gems. And so then people made their purchase decision based on the certain numbers that would be there. So we were about halfway through the process of, I guess it was Ravenloft, and going, wait a second, these numbers aren't adding up.
How can I be of service?
And come to find out they were including the one that I did. And so that is how mine ended up in the game. Alright, it is 1:02 here. I'm going to have to wrap that up. I'll use the Call of Arome before Coda. Using Coda cashes out your DPS buff so you get extra damage by using your AoE skills before Coda. Alright, thank you very much, Lexicon. I appreciate that. It's a shame the voiceover fails in the German client, but anyway, it's unplayable in German anyways. Sorry? I'm not quite sure in what way you mean fails. Maybe whether or not you mean like actually not working, or you're just not happy with the quality of it. If it's not working, let me know more about that. I'd be curious to hear a little bit about it. Yeah, James A. That was the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild strike. Most voiceover actors and that are in a professional environment for video games, movies, cartoons, everything else are SAG. I don't actually know where the German and French sound recording is done. I assume that that's contracted somewhere, but I've never actually heard it. And stick around for Professor Corey. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Sorry it was kind of a casual stream. I will not be here next Friday. Why? Because I will be at Gen Con in Indianapolis. If you are in the Indianapolis area, next Friday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern at Social on McCree. We are having a DDO and a Lotro player meetup. It's at Social on McCree, Friday night of Gen Con, but you don't need to have a Gen Con badge to get in. There's no cost to enter. It is a cash bar, so if you want to buy your own drinks, you can. But it's all free to enter. Just show up. Social on McCree. It's near the Omni Severin Hotel bar. And at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, we have Lotro swag that we'll be giving away. So I'd hope to see you there if you are in the area. Otherwise, I'll be back in 2 weeks post-Gen Con with more Court of the Rings. Hopefully by that point we'll have a little bit more we can mention about Update 23 and beyond. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Druid's Fire, for streaming this weekend, later today, and stay tuned for Corey Olson. You can find our full schedule over on the Twitch page. See you, everyone.